escape the dungeon.
Hello, everybody. This is Escape the Dungeon, the podcast where we ask you to join us as we explore the world beyond the world's oldest role-playing game. My name is Mike Cripps, and I will be your host and game master, and I am joined by three stellar players. Zach Brass.
That's me.
Dom Brass.
Yeah, that's me.
And Nate Brass.
What's up, internet? That's me.
Thought you were going to say more there.
Yeah.
Each season, we will be playing a different tabletop role-playing game. This season, we are playing Scum and Villainy,
Dude.
a Forged in the Dark game published by Evil Hat Productions.
Is that the proper pronunciation?
No.
Villainy? The official Swedish pronunciation.
Right, yeah, it's like this game Morkborg is how it's spelled, Morkborg, but it's made by some Scandinavian tabletop publisher, and I think it's like actually pronounced something like Morabori.
Wait, really? I've just called it Morkborg in my head this entire time.
That is an unverified thing I heard one time. It's possible that I was being like
Whispers at a bar.
Yeah. Nate, did we talk about the guy at the bar that was at the con?
Is he the guy that told you that? He didn't seem like a gamer.
No, but what Zach had said about hearing whispers at the bar. No, this is a fun story from when Nate and I went to a convention.
Gen Con, baby.
The night before, we were at this like local towny bar, going to grab drinks and dinner the day before the convention, and first time that we had seen each other in person in a long time. We were catching up, we were talking games, sitting at the bar. At one point, Nate, you went to go to the bathroom, and this like older gentleman who has been sitting next to us this entire time, sort of like at the other corner of the bar, caddy corner from where I was sitting. He leans over to me and he's like, "Hey, I wasn't meaning to eavesdrop, but are you boys gamers?" And like he said it all suspicious, like, "Are you boys gamers?"
Do you guys like free candy? Who is this guy?
Pulls open his trench coat, has a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic cards.
And, we're in this towny bar in, like, outside of Indianapolis, and yeah, right, like, I wasn't quite sure where this guy's angle was coming from, so I'm like, yeah, we play games, and he's like, "Well, I've been playing this tank game." And he was so excited to tell me about this like tank game that he plays on the computer with like all his friends. And it was actually like really sweet.
Oh no.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's like a world of
so
tanks
I'm that
or
guy at bars. I'm that guy who just like accidentally slips himself into conversations. Not accidentally.
Wow.
I get drunk and I insert myself into conversations. And I've made a lot of bar friends that way.
Yeah, no, I'm not that guy. That seems crazy.
This was like just classic, like older guy at the bar, like a regular, And so like the waitress came around to take orders, and he was like, "Hey, this young guy drank all my beer. Am I gonna get another one on the house?" As he's like raising his empty bottle. I'm like, yeah, I drank all his beer, playing along with him. Yeah, fun times. That made me think of that.
I remember that guy. Him and his friend seemed fun.
Oh yeah, because
Sweet
there was
seemed one.
there was his
They
buddy
seemed
was
fun.
with
Like
them.
they were
Oh,
cool
okay.
guys. I was at this bar. I remember them.
No, yeah, I often encourage these sorts of people, and then oftentimes I do like the dude, follow your dreams, man. But I don't instigate. Like I don't interact. Like I usually
you tell old dudes to follow their dreams.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes like
I
they
feel
start
like
going
that'd be
on.
weird for like coming out of my mouth to be like follow your dreams to like.
Well, dude,
50
I don't
plus
know.
man.
Look, that's what these guys are looking for. They're like, hey, man, I'm working on this thing. I think I'm going to do it. I'm like, do it, bro.
Well, I think we did convince the other guy that was there, who I'm not sure if was like the are you a gamer guy's buddy or just like somebody else who happened to be at the bar sitting next to him. But
That's true. I don't know that.
I feel
For
like
certain.
I feel like we convinced that other guy to go to Gen Con next year because he was asking about like miniatures, and I think he talked about like Warhammer or something. Like he seemed like the kind of guy that would be interested in that stuff. He just like didn't know anything about the convention. And so I was answering his questions about those, and he seemed interested. The other old guy like didn't really seem to get it. Like he just wanted to talk about his tank computer game, but
Let's go.
This is beyond me. I just want to tell you about my new Panzer. that I'm
yeah,
using
exactly.
right now.
Like definitely the kind of guy who, if we had sat there for another 2 hours, would have probably told us a concerning amount about like World War II and
history.
Vietnam. Yeah.
Yeah, Dom's the kind of guy that gets stuck in those conversations.
Yeah, the kind where it's like, I think you might know too much about these things. Like,
Yeah, well, it's also just old people conversations. They just get in a trance and they're just telling you about
They just
everything.
go on and on.
And you're like, I guess they need someone to listen to them. And I'm just like, sometimes you're just like, I don't know why you think I want to hear this, but the fact that you're telling me makes me feel like I should take notes or something.
do you guys have like a lot of aunts and uncles?
I mean, we have a few aunts and uncles, but you also have to remember that they all live in a different continent from us.
Right. I guess like what I'm curious about is if you guys have like what I think is the stereotypical aunt/uncle relationship where they knew you were like super into something as a child, but like never think that you've outgrown that thing. And so like your relationship with them now as adults is still predicated upon that interest that you had as a kid. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. I'm not sure if that applies to me specifically.
Yeah, I would say I don't know that it applies, but if it applies for anyone, like, hell yeah, dude. I'm still way into dinosaurs. Like, let's talk about it. Like, for sure. I don't get enough dinosaur conversations, okay? If someone wants to be like, hey, remember you like dinosaurs, and you're like willing to interact with that, sure, dude. Let's go.
So what you're saying is you want to have more dinosaur conversations as an adult.
I mean, yeah, that seems pretty self-evident, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a fun one.
Okay, how about this? For next week's episode, let's all do a little bit of dinosaur research. And, top of the episode, maybe we talk about our favorite dinosaurs, our favorite dinosaur facts.
All right, dinosaur special. Dom's so excited. He's like, I don't have to do research.
Dude, I'm actually excited. It was like an excuse to talk about dinosaurs.
Yeah. It's like, but which one's my favorite?
Tune in next week's listeners for
Dino Talk.
Welcome Welcome to the Procyon sector. Our heroes have infiltrated the Dusk Knife, a pirate ship flying the flag of the fearsome Maelstrom. And while Cypher has taken control of the bridge and crashed the guns, Gorpheus is left in a turbulent tussle with Chet Cyberpatch. As our crew engages with the other pirate ship in a desperate dogfight, we are left asking ourselves, will they taste sweet victory or bitter defeat? In that answer lies the future of the Phoenix 13!
All right. Wow.
Okay, that was ominous.
Yeah, there were noises there.
We are in Starship Combat. This is our first real time doing this in Scum and Villainy, so I thought it would be helpful to go over the Starship Combat rules. Does anybody want to guess, what these rules might be? Any ideas?
I'm assuming you roll a check, and if it's good, you do whatever you want.
Yeah, there are no real rules for this.
Oh, okay.
I did a PDF search through the rules for like Starship Combat, 0 results. Dogfight, 0 results, you know?
Oh, beautiful.
So this is gonna be like just as fast and loose as like playing your characters on the ground, which I think is a strength and weakness of the system, if I'm being honest. There is one specific thing that I did read that I think might upset Zach a little bit.
Let's go.
And that is, Zach, Crash is currently in the like gunnery chair. The like one specific rule I could find in regards to Starship Combat is that firing a gun like as part of like the gunnery position on a ship is typically a helm action.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know what your helm score is. I imagine it's not as good as your scrap roll, which is what you typically have been using to like shoot your gun and whatnot.
That's okay. We can still helm.
That said, I don't get to decide what you actually roll. That is just what the book says is typically the action skill that should be used for that kind of thing. Anytime I ask for an action roll, including with the Starship Combat, it is up to you to determine what action skill you are using. So you can still say you want to use scrap. Just keep in mind that when I'm setting the position and effect of those results, I typically keep in mind what the book has recommended for that kind of action. So you can still try to use scrap. I just might lower the effect on it depending on the situation.
So perhaps under the right circumstances, scrap might be the choice.
Perhaps it is up to you, but once you lock that in, baby, once you tell me, with your full chest what action skill you're using, that's when I get to tell you that's going to have limited effect. Roll the dice.
Crash Jordan always says it with his full chest.
So with that said, let's get into it, guys. Cypher is in the cockpit at the helm. Crash is at the gunner's position, trying to lock on to the other pirate ship. Gorpheus is like flying and fumbling around the gunnery room with Chet Cyberpatch because Cypher is doing crazy evasive maneuvers, and we all decided it would be more fun if artificial gravity just like didn't work the way it should. And it was more like flying a plane. And so
Yeah, that's right.
Classic space.
Classic space.
It's a new feature.
I remember just like asking the question. It's just like, that would be more fun. Let's do it.
It makes zero sense. I admit that, but I kind of love the idea that like
sometimes you just gotta go
in
with
in the cheesy sci-fi movie that this would be, like the writers wouldn't think about that, you know, because they've got like a $200,000 budget to shoot this, and they're all like sleep deprived and on cocaine and like aren't thinking about physics, you know.
Classic.
And they already thought of this scene and it sounds cool, so they're just gonna do it. Even when the
Right,
one guy
yeah.
says, I'm not sure if that's how it works.
That guy's a nerd.
Yeah. Well, he's just an intern anyway.
So that is the scene. I think I want to start with Gorpheus.
Oh no.
As Gorpheus, you are like colliding in the air with every sharp turn and barrel roll that Cypher is doing right now. And you are like locked in with this melee with Chet Cyberpatch, who now realizes that the previous captain is dead and he is acting captain, and that you three are infiltrators, and he clearly has lethal intent in his one good eye. And like is trying to get you as all this madness is happening around you. He hasn't gotten a good grip. You haven't gotten any significant advantage, but he has had his crazy laser revolver disarmed. You guys did do that, so it is pure fisticuffs, at least as far as he is concerned right now. What is Gorpheus doing?
Okay, Gorpheus first is going to try to use his psychomagnetic powers to stabilize himself on the side of the spaceship as it's flying around, and try to get a grip and basically just, you know, get the advantage by actually being able to get stable, so he can start beating the crap out of this goof.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've said before, Gorpheus has like electromagnetic, psychokinetic, you say it the best, but these sorts of powers. And I think that the way that's manifesting right now is like classic X-Men the animated series Magneto, where it's just like sort of whitish purple lightning almost is like,
yeah, let's go,
suddenly going off of your body to like the sides of the ship that you're in, the sides of the Dusk knife, and like stabilizing you and allowing you to like more freely move as all of this chaos is happening. I don't think that even requires a roll for you. I think that is a simple enough thing for you to do right now.
Oh, let's fucking go. This is way cooler than I thought it would be. I'm going to take my new stabilized existence. I'm going to give this guy, you know, a good stern punch to the face, try to just knock him out clean.
Yeah, so you like gather that electromagnetic power behind you and stabilize yourself and use it to almost propel yourself forward as Cyberpatch is, you know, spinning around and trying to stabilize himself. Give me an action roll.
Who needs emotional stability when you have magnetic stability?
Boom! Making a scrap roll to make this punch.
I'm going to say that you are still in a risky position. I think this might be great effect because you have claimed this advantage for yourself that he cannot match in this moment. So that's going to be a risky great. I do have a devil's bargain for you.
Okay, I gotta. What's the devil's bargain?
And this will be a standing devil's bargain until somebody chooses to accept it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Currently, the pirates that are blocked off from this room are on the other side, that are like pounding on this wall that Gorpheus has formed to blockade them. The devil's bargain is one of them realizes that this is a futile act and starts to investigate now that they know that like you guys are not actually part of their crew, and is going to go upstairs into the brig where Lasaya and Yor are.
You motherfucker.
Putting your two allies, who are armed, but in significant more danger than they currently are.
That's his love.
Absolutely not. I'm just going for the punch. Let's go. I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
Let's go.
A 5. That is going to be you do it to great effect, but with a complication. Okay, so what happens is you propel yourself forward using your own Xeno powers and the power of the way, and you get Cyber Patch just square in the chin, and he flies back and crashes into the wall that you have created that is blocking the door. And he slams into it, and it shifts just a bit as it does, leaving a very small gap between the wall and the door. And you see that like it is just wide enough for like one at a time these other pirates try to squeeze their way through. And I am going to put you in a desperate position now.
Sapphire, everything okay back there?
Yeah, everything's going really good.
I will also start a clock for, let's call this Cyber Patch's Fortitude. Because he is like a higher like level, quote unquote, there's an actual game term for that, but I can't remember it at the moment. A higher quality or higher tier character than you guys are. You're not going to be able to disable him in one go. So Cyber Patch's Fortitude, this is going to be just a 4-segment clock, and I'm going to tick 1 segment off of that.
It was greater effects, right? Maybe 2?
That's a good point, Zach. That was a greater effect. So I'll go ahead and mark 2 points on that progress.
Oh, geez, I don't know my own strength.
You're at 2 of 4 to like knocking out Cyber Patch.
I got this.
As this brawling is going on, Cypher and Crash, you are currently engaging in this evasive maneuvers. Cypher, you can like detect on the console of the cockpit, like the other pirate ship is attempting to lock its weapons onto you right now, and because of that, because of your evasive maneuvers, it can't quite get locked on, which means it's not quite as much of an offensive threat against you right now. The counterpoint of that is, I think Crash is having a pretty hard time locking on with his weapons as well. So you can kind of decide, do you want to keep up these like evasive maneuvers, or do you want to go into a more like standard starship battle position?
Hey, we're, by the way, just so you know, greatest racer in the galaxy, trademarked. We're on a time limit now. The wall has been breached. There are men in the way. So I'm going to have to hop out and help Gorpheus if we don't get this done quick.
All right, I have an idea, Captain.
I would like to charge on in and set the captain for a shot to disable their shields.
Yeah, so I mean, you cannot really fire the weapons from the cockpit. That's what the gunner seat is for.
Yeah, he's setting me up.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, cool. So, I am going to need an action here.
Cypher is a robot designed for flying spaceships.
Mhm.
I have all schematics of spaceships just stored in my memory banks. So I'm like, all right, I know exactly where to go for.
Oh, that's a very cute thing for you to say, Nate.
I think mechanically, fuck you. And
So I think from what you're describing, Nate, this sounds like it could be a setup action. And what that means is that you are trying to do something to improve the effect or position for somebody else rather than, doing something directly yourself.
Yes.
That is going to be a action roll from you, and then your result might give Crash a better opportunity to fire at the shield system. Go ahead and give me, I imagine this is going to be a helm roll, but some other things might make sense too. Study. You want to do a study roll, buddy?
yeah, there you go. Get to a study.
To scan the systems, try and find the right point to hit? Huh?
That's wild. I have a point in study. I don't remember that.
How did that happen?
I don't. So I think I'm going to just try and helm to the right position. I'm flying a spaceship, dude. Come on.
You seem to end up flying or piloting things a lot.
That's the world we're in. That's what I want to do. That's what I was designed for.
I never took you for a min-maxer.
Nerd.
Robots, I thought, narratively should be min-maxers. I thought it was funny.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well played, sir. Well played.
Okay, as I am reading the setup rules, I don't think you necessarily need to roll for this, actually. I think it's just what you are doing is already aiding. So you get to determine whether Crash either gets +1 effect level or improved position for his roll.
I think I'm going to go +1 effect level. Can I potentially use one of my abilities, Exceed Specs? While on board a ship, you may damage a ship system you have access to in order to gain +1d or +1 effect to a roll. Would I be able to use that to give him a dice for the roll?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I will say yes, because I like it when you guys use your abilities.
Can I damage our shield system?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can, baby. I was gonna
Draw power from our shield generators to give him extra juice.
Absolutely, you can. I was gonna give you a choice between comms or shields, but thank you for offering shields. So the shields on the ship start to flicker as they are being disabled, and their power is rerouted to the gun that Crash is sitting on. Crash, you are at this electromagnetic Gatling turret thing. You're having a hard time locking on, but as the energy's being rerouted, as there is a brief lull in the evasive maneuvers that Cypher is performing, you have a chance. You have a chance to try and disable the shields on the other pirate ship. What do you do?
I'm going to roll Helm, as you wisely advised me, to try and take him down.
Okay. You are in a desperate position. So you're going to mark XP for, I want to say prowess. Is that what Helm is under?
Correct, yes.
So you'll mark XP for that. You are going to improve your position from limited to standard. Because of Cypher's setup action, and you will get a bonus die from the Exceed Specs ability.
Yes.
Plus, you've got that standing Devil's Bargain.
You're right. I want to use our Gambit.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You can use a Gambit to get another bonus die on that.
I can't do my boy Gorpheus like that, so... We're gonna roll these, and we got a 6.
Let's go.
A 6. So you take this moment, this perfect opportunity that has been lined up for you, and you just start firing away at the other ship, and you see that their shields absorb much of the impact of your fire, of your assault against the other pirates, and some of the bursts pierce through the shields and hit the hole as the shields are not quite able to contain it all. But you have not quite fully disabled the other ship's shields. I am going to create another clock for the pirates systems. We'll just call it that generally. I'm also going to make this a 4-segment clock. And I think I will mark 1 segment off of that, because that was just with limited effect. But there are no consequences for you.
It was
Well, it was
effect.
up to standard effect.
I'm sorry, I meant standard. Standard
Yeah, it wasn't
instead of-
greater,
No, that
though.
still makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still makes sense.
Very good. Another pirate has finished squeezing his way through, and is now tumbling across the ground and banging into walls. So it is now Gorpheus versus Cyberpatch plus one other generic pirate.
Oh, shit.
What are you guys doing? The other ship is still it's starting to fire back, has not made contact yet. The more pirates are swarming. Just anybody tell me what you're doing.
Gorpheus, do you want my blaster?
Oh, no, I'm good. I got this. I'm going to grab one of the pirates, shove the nameless grunt guy. I'm going to grab him, shove him against the wall, and try to psychomagnetically wrap the metal around him and just try to bind him against the wall.
Go ahead and give me an action roll for that.
Okay, I'm going to do an attune check using my powers.
Yeah, Attune, you are still in a desperate situation, so go ahead and mark XP for that. And I think this could have standard effect.
All right, sounds good. Boom, boom. I got a 6. Let's go.
Nice.
A 6, you just do it. That guy is disabled. Cyberpatch tries to use this as an opportunity to get behind you and he pulls a knife and tries to slit your throat as you're dealing with the grunt, but you are able to use your powers not just against the grunt that you are binding against the wall, but also to repel Cyberpatch's blade in that same moment, so he's not able physically to touch it against your carapace.
Let's freaking go, guys! Perfect score!
You guys need to stop rolling 6s.
It's crazy.
This is still going on. It's still a desperate situation. What are you guys doing? Talk to me.
All right, the Cypher is going to fly the Dusk Knife right at their ship, and then at the last second do a cool flip barrel roll maneuver, fly right past them, then turn around and give Crash an open shot at the back of their ship.
Okay, I think I do want a roll for you this time as the other ship has started opening fire. So to do this and avoid taking damage yourself, especially with those shields disabled, that's gonna require a roll.
If I were to use Exceed Specs again, can I disable the gravity in here in order to boost the engines?
You do not have access to the artificial gravity from the cockpit. You think that would be in the engineering bay, which you have not been to. Your options from the cockpit, I think, are you can either fully disable your shields, which are currently at 50% power, which seems like the other ship is at 2, or you can disable your scanners, which would also include the targeting system. And so Crash would just be flying by the seat of his pants trying to hit it.
I'm not going to exceed specs on this roll.
Standing devil's bargain. One of those pirates gonna go after Lysia and Dior. You don't care about them, Cypher. They're just some meat bags, right?
No, my friend Gorpheus might really have something with this Lysia girl. I can't.
What the fuck is this shit?
Is Gorpheus really your friend, though? I mean...
Yes, he puts up with my crazy antics. Even the captain got me a really cool new bike.
What is my position?
Desperate still.
Desperate. Interesting you would say that. And my effect in this situation, extreme?
I think it's going to be standard because you're basically going up against an identical ship. So I don't think you have any major advantage or disadvantage as far as that goes.
I mean, I'm a better pilot than them, but, okay. I guess even is one way to put that. Okay, I see how it is. That's a 6.
Oh my god. You guys have gotten so many damn sixes on this job.
We're so
I want to
freaking
do
good at
bad
this game.
things to you, and you're not letting me.
The perfect heist, baby.
It's a Christmas miracle.
And so this is why you guys can't just roll the skills you're best in at all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
If we get ours, I rolled to hug someone earlier, okay? But right now I'm piloting a ship.
Yeah, you fly extremely close to the other ship, perfectly evading its fire into you, and give Crash the perfect opportunity. But Crash, you see Cyberpatch as he has been deflected by Gorpheus, who is dealing with the grunt, sort of like lashes out in anger, sees you, and is like doing everything he can through all this commotion to like climb his way to you. What are you doing?
I'm going for the shot.
Okay. I'd like an action roll from you.
All right. I'm going to do a helm, and I'm gonna push myself.
Okay, you're gonna push yourself. That's 2 stress. For a bonus die. Standing devil bargain.
Well, we're getting towards the end here.
Live your life, my guy.
This is really important. No, we probably don't need it.
Okay. So Lysia and Yor continue to be safe for now. Go ahead, give me that roll. This is going to be desperate position because the shields are partially disabled, and Cypher has given you this perfect opportunity. I would increase that from limited to standard effect.
Is it the position or the dice that I get from a setup?
You can either improve the effect level from standard to great, or the position from desperate to risky.
I'm gonna go for effect, standard to great.
Okay, so this is going to be a desperate great roll from Crash.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no! Tell me what you rolled, Zach. Tell me. Reveal to the audience.
It was a 3.
It was a 3. Oh, I have been waiting. Waiting. Desperate.
I should have taken that devil's
3.
bargain.
It is the worst outcome. You suffer severe harm, a complication occurs, you lose the opportunity.
Oh no. We lose the opportunity, right?
Well, yes, but I mean, that's not the only thing that happens.
You're gonna give us multiple downsides? That seems unfair.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Like, losing the opportunity just means like Cypher flies by and like you miss the shot, right? Like that's the lost opportunity. But like, come on. You gotta let me do a little bit more than that for the worst possible outcome. So I think what happens is Crash, you miss the shot. The other ship turns at just the last moment, and you miss completely. And you just continue firing into the void of space and frustration. And you're not paying attention. And Cyber Patch reaches up, grabs the back of your hair, the back of your head, your perfect hair, and throws you across the room out of the gunner's seat. You crash into the other side of the room. I'm not gonna give you any harm. I'll be nice enough about that. But you are no longer in the position to fire at the other ship. And Cyber Patch is standing between either you or Gorpheus and the gunner's chair.
Hey, Cypher, I'm out of the seat.
What? Why would you get out of the seat? That's the one place we need you to be.
Yeah, it is the one place we need me to be. One of the pirates assisted me out of the seat, so I gotta go take care of this. Keep us alive in the meantime.
Gorpheus, I thought you were taking care of the pirates.
I thought I was too. He just, he got away. I got this. Don't worry. We won't have to kill anyone. Cyber Patch, you don't have to do this, okay? Everything is like, no one has to die. No one else has to die, right? We can just let it all go, all right? We'll just be on our way. No one else has to die, right?
We are kind of kicking your ass, if you think about it.
Yeah, and think about your kid. He wants to see his father again.
My kid is dead.
Oh.
You didn't get that from our conversations?
Shit, I wasn't, super engaged.
You weren't paying attention to me telling you all about Henry.
That's really harsh, dude.
Oh, and his eye is just, his Cyber Patch eye is just glowing with a red center to it now in anger. And he is raising his knife, ready to charge at you, Gorpheus. You can continue trying to talk him down, but I'm gonna need an action roll.
I want to try to sway him. You can see reason. We're both thinking, feeling creatures. Have you ever considered the great wisdom of the new way?
Go ahead and give me that sway roll. This is going to be desperate limited.
Let's freaking go.
Standing Devil's Bargain. Somebody finds Lasai and Dior.
I mean, I can't do it, obviously. That would be insane. I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. Don't forget to mark XP on that attribute for another desperate roll. You do it, but there's a consequence. Severe harm or a serious complication occurs. Cyber Patch's rage subsides in just a moment, a temporary moment of confusion. And he just says, "What? The new way? What are you talking about?" And you can tell, you've gotten past some kind of barrier. I will tick one more segment of the Cyber Patch's Fortitude clock to bring you up to 3 of 4. But in this moment where you are trying to talk Cyber Patch down, use diplomacy instead of violence, another pirate, Grunt, weasels his way through the opening that has been created, locks his pistol onto you, and shoots, hitting you square in the back.
Ooh, fuck!
I would like you to mark a level 2 harm for call it core blaster shot.
This sounds painful.
Yeah, it's just square in the back, burns a hole through your like robes and like cracks the carapace of your exoskeleton, and it hurts bad. You fall to your knees, like your concentration on the electromagnetism that is stabilizing you wavers for just a moment, and you fall and you hit the ground. Crash, you see this happen before you have a chance to act. Cyberpatch like snaps back to it, but like you can see his grip on his knife is a little less steady than it was before. What's going on, you guys?
Crash is gonna do a little pistol twirl as he goes to shoot the dude who just came out of the door real quick, trying to just instantly take him out before he does anything.
Go ahead and give me an action roll for that.
Let's see. Scrap. I'm shooting a guy.
Desperate position still. You haven't gotten out of that. So again, mark XP. Going after the grunt. Standard effect. Standing Devil's Bargain. Gonna keep asking until somebody says yes.
Not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Okay.
We're holding on to that. All right, that's a 5.
A 5, you do it, but there is a consequence. So here's what I'm gonna say. You blast the guy that just shot Gorpheus. You get him square in the forehead. Boom, dead, falls to the ground. Cyberpatch is already disheartened by everything that has happened. His conversation with Cypher. These new strange comments from Gorpheus. His world is upside down right now, and just saw another one of his men die. I think that is going to tick the last segment of Cyberpatch's fortitude clock, bringing up to 4, as he just sheathes his knife, moves over to the like corner of the room and like hangs on to like a security rail, and whatever fight he had is clearly gone from him, at least in this moment. While that is happening, Cypher's evasive maneuvers finally are not quite enough, and the Dusk knife takes a direct hit, and its shields go from 50% to 0%. Shields fully disabled. We'll go over to you, Cypher, as you were preparing something.
No, don't come to me now. I don't have any ideas anymore. That kind of fucked my plan.
Well, somebody needs to do something. Cyberpatch is out of the fight, but the other pirate ship still has quite a bit to go and is now in a, we would say, better position in this dogfight than the Dusk knife.
How many pirates are in the room right now with us?
One who is like tied up against the wall from Gorpheus's magic. Plus Cyberpatch, who has clearly given up.
Yep. And I killed the one, right?
Right.
Okay, and then that's it. Okay, great. So then I'm just gonna hop back in the guns.
The gunnery guns.
The gun seats. The gunting guns.
Yeah, I mean, talk to me. What is your guys' plan here?
Yeah, I think you get back in a gunner seat and we're gonna go for another shot, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to basically, I guess I'll start going to the wall and trying to reinforce it any way I can.
Sure.
All right, Cypher, I'm back in position. Show me what the greatest pilot in the galaxy can do.
All right, here we go.
I'm just gonna like strafe around them and kind of get towards the side and open it up for another shot for.
Are there any asteroids around us?
Sure there's some asteroids. Why wouldn't there be? This is space. There's some asteroids.
I'm gonna like try to push back anyone who's trying to get through the hole.
Yeah, I think that is simple enough for you to do. It's difficult for them to like try and maneuver through this gap. Like that's why they could only do it one at a time. And if you are purely focused on that, you can do that without a roll, Gorpheus.
Sick.
You can correct that and block any more grunts from coming in.
All right.
All right, boys, it's time to go. Why don't can I try and like shoot one of the asteroids to like rain down little mini asteroids over the other ship?
To rain down little mini asteroids.
Yeah, with the gravity and stuff in space.
It's like exploding a grenade. This makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that might be just a little bit too far outside of the realm of like
No, but like,
cheesy,
let's
cheap
say I
sci-fi.
shoot it in a way where I use the energy of the shots to just like propel, it's less raining down and more physics.
I think you could do that to like create a diversion or like some cover for yourself, basically. I think trying to do that in any kind of offensive way would be pretty
All right,
low
fine,
effect.
fair enough.
Could we paint like a hole on one of the asteroids and they think it's a real hole and so they go through it and crash?
Look, I have allowed some pretty significant Looney Tunes behavior in this campaign so far. I am definitely drawing a line far before painting a hole on the side of an asteroid.
But how far before?
Yeah. Can we put like a sign that points to an asteroid field and it says, "This is where we are. Attack us here, pirates."
Okay, what are you doing for real? Tell me
Okay,
now.
Sorry.
Can I try to scramble their communications?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can try and disrupt their systems the best you can.
Yeah, disrupt their systems. Get the targeting system off of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. What action skill are you gonna use here, Cypher?
I'm gonna try and hack them because I assume we're like on like a same system, like Wi-Fi system. The pirate Wi-Fi system right now.
yeah. I think these two ships definitely had like an existing line of communication that I think you can absolutely try to turn against them in this moment.
If Crash were to rain down some fire on them to give me a little more time, like while I'm not like having to do evasive maneuvers, would he be able to support me with that action?
Yes, absolutely. That setup action can go both ways. So, Crash, you are just like laying down suppressing fire at the moment, not even really trying to hit them, but just like the act of doing that is making them evade enough that it's going to give Cypher the opportunity they need to try and hack. Because Cyber Patch has been taken out of the fight, you're no longer doing an external and internal combat. That is going to raise the position from desperate back up to risky. So this is going to be a risky roll for I would say for standard effect. Crash can choose to either increase that to great effect or controlled position.
We should do greater effect, obviously.
Okay. So, risky greater roll. You said you were going to use hack?
Yes.
Standing devil's bargain? Come on.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah!
All right. It had to come eventually.
As Gorpheus is reinforcing the walls to separate you guys from the rest of the pirates, you hear one say, "Hey, wait!" And you realize it's Calvinson. "Hey, wait!
Fucking Calvinson.
Weren't those guys up in the brig? I should go check." And you hear him moving away from the door instead of trying to break through it. That is going to be a bonus die for you here, Cypher. risky greater hack roll.
Garfiz, you got that right.
Wait, I got this. You do your helm thing.
That's 5.
That is a 5, which means you do it, but there is a complication. This was great effect, which means that you can tell on your scanners that you have like really gotten into the heart of this other pirate ship systems, and you're watching their like numbers go all over the place. You're watching their hologram like display flicker and go crazy, static and erratic, and like their shields are like spiking and lowering and spiking again, and you're like rerouting all the power that you can control from this side of things as you worm your way through. That is going to be 2 ticks on the pirate systems clock, bringing them up to 3 out of 4. They're nearly disabled.
Little chibi Cypher just goes on all of their monitors in their ship. Just laughing.
Yeah, absolutely. The consequence here is that all 3 of you hear a shot ringing from the other side of the walls. And you don't know who or what has been hit.
Oh,
What?
shit.
What?
That's awesome.
No, it's not. This is awful.
Look, someone had to die, and it's not going to be my best friend Cyberpatch.
Oh no.
Oh, no. All right. Well, hopefully they didn't die. All right. Well, look. Hey. Now that their systems are all screwed up, I just want to like unload on them.
Yeah,
Totally take them out.
absolutely. You switch from suppressive fire to true offensive fire, trying to end this other pirate ship. Give me an action roll, a very important action roll to see if you can finish this off.
All right. Well, we're gonna helmet. Is this a risky position?
Yeah, risky. Great effect, because their systems have been so messed with at this point that this really could just finish them off.
All right. Cool. Let's go for it. No devil's bargains for me, right?
Sure. I've got another devil's bargain for you. Another shot goes off.
Stop.
Fine, I won't do it. Just for you, Orpheus. Oh, fuck.
Whoa! Fuck!
Well, yeah, that was a 2.
A 2.
Should've
Oh man, I've been waiting for things to go bad for you guys for this.
I know,
job.
it's been going
This is
so
when
well.
it's fun for me. Oh man,
Mike, you don't want people to die, do you?
Of course I do.
Fucking A.
Things go badly. You suffer harm. A complication occurs. You end up in a desperate position. You lose this opportunity.
Well, it wasn't in a desperate position, so that's at least good.
It does. You weren't. I'm going to kick you back into a desperate position here, as Crash is not able to finish the job. But Cypher, you get a notification that missile systems have locked on to the Dusk knife from the other ship.
Okay.
And
There's only one thing for me to do.
Yeah.
I'm
I know
going
what
to
you're
ram
gonna
our
do.
ship into their ship.
Yeah, all right.
As you
It's
start
fine.
to accelerate your thrusters and go directly towards the other pirate ship, we will get back to that in one moment. I just want to give Gorpheus an opportunity here. Gorpheus, you've heard a shot go off on the other side of the wall. You don't know who or what has been hit.
And I can't get any visibility as to, like, I didn't see the guy go up or anything.
No, your view is totally obscured. You've got like a massive metal wall that you created.
No, yeah, it makes sense. I'm just making sure. They were getting
Just
through.
like rip open the ceiling or something with your cool magic powers.
Yeah, is there like, I want to try to rip a hole as quickly to help me make sure these people are okay. But I'm not sure that the ship would.
We don't care about this ship.
Just go for the vent area. Rip open that hole.
Yeah, can I like create a force, opening through the vent to see if something to go straight to? Because he went through the vent, right? So try to open up that vent. Oh no, but the vent came down in the other room.
You can get rid of this barrier very easily if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna explode the barrier and shoot it at everyone.
When you say explode the barrier, do you mean you want like shrapnel to fly into the other room? Or like do you just want to create an opening for yourself?
Yeah, I was gonna do maybe I shouldn't do shrapnel. You're making me rethink my decisions.
I'm not trying to steer you in either direction, just trying to know what your intent with this action is.
I gotcha.
Orpheus, we're gonna die.
Shrapnel it is. I got shot in the back. It's
Okay.
Shrapnel.
That is a more complicated thing, so I do want an action roll for that.
I guess I'm in such a rush, I'll use scramble. Is that better than a tune? Just
not for causing an explosion.
Never mind. I'm going to use a tune. Well, I figured I'd try to mix it up, but we're going to stick with a tune.
You got to think like the action that you're using to the core of the action that you are trying to do. Like, does it make sense?
No,
And
I gotcha.
To me, the core of the action here is shrapnel explosion of metal.
You're right. All right. So it's a desperate roll?
Yes. Desperate great. Let's call it that.
Let's see how this goes.
You got this.
I rolled a 5.
Yeah, mark XP for resolve.
Oh no, you also killed your.
Shut up.
That wouldn't be a complication that Gorpheus cares about. 5, you do it, but there is a consequence, severe harm, serious complication, etc. The explosion, boom, sends shrapnel flying into the mess hall, the room on the other side of the gunnery station. Just razor sharp shards of material that you have, through sheer force of will and electromagnetic psychokinetic power, torn asunder. You send it flying through the air. You see it impales like 2 pirates, dead, stuck to the walls with these chunks holding them in place.
Ah, shit.
The complication I'm going to give you here is going to be relatively mild. This has been a very high body count job, and you just made it even higher. You're going to get significant heat from this job on top of what you were already earning.
Is that like our third update to the heat?
Not your reputation, Nate. You have already taken like an additional hit to your status. Yeah. No, to your heat, your potential increase to your wanted level in this sector is going to skyrocket after this job is over. On top of that, Gorpheus, since you are the one to investigate this, I would like you to give me a fortune roll. The fortune roll is going to determine who or what was hit when that shot was fired.
You son of a bitch.
Just a straight 1d6.
6 or I can't be friends with you anymore.
What do I not want to roll here?
A 6 will be very good for you. A 1 will be very bad for you. Anything in between is going to be Yeah, it is going to be a little bit in between.
Okay, rolling. I rolled a 2! I rolled a 2!
You're a medic, right?
What happens?
You destroy the pirates that are here. You scramble up the ladder into the brig where you left Lysia and Yor. You see that there is a shot that has been fired that is towards your back as you climb up the ladder. Someone tried to shoot at something that was coming up the ladder, but missed. And you see this pirate
Oh, fuck.
has a knife to Lysia's throat as Yor is cowering in the corner with the gun on the floor and his hands raised in the air.
This could be worse. Knives are metal.
Okay. Just put down the knife real quick.
Garfield, should I use evasive maneuvers to knock him off?
Evasive maneuvers, Cypher, go!
We will come back to you, Gorpheus, in just a second. Cypher, you were planning to ram into the other pirate ship.
Yeah, I was.
Your thrusters are in the process of accelerating. You are closing ground on them when you get that notice over the comms from Gorpheus. Does this change your plans at all? Or are you still trying to just bullseye this thing?
Garfield, I have to take the shot. You have to handle this quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll be doing this as Cypher's going for this. I'm gonna go for my save.
I think I'm gonna ram. I trust my friend.
Yeah, Gorpheus, you will have a chance before the ship makes impact. Tell me what you're doing here.
This time I'll use Scramble, trying to mix it up a little bit. Scrambles over using my psychomagnetic powers to pull the knife to try to like force it out of his hand a little bit and get him off balance and push him away from Lysia.
Okay. This is going to be a desperate standard scramble roll. I've got a devil's bargain for you.
What is it?
Regardless of the outcome of what happens here, in particular, your Bra Rahim will not forgive any of you for what has happened today.
But not Lysia?
Not Lysia.
Oh my guy!
Seems worth, like, I'm not trying to, I mean, your bra, look, he's your bra, he's our bra, but at the end of the day, if he can't, handle the heat, then what's up, So I'll take that, and can I push myself?
You cannot push yourself and do a devil's bargain.
Fuck, I got 2 6s, let's go.
That's a crit!
That is a critical success. Oh my god. You do not get a gambit, but a critical on a desperate roll means you do it with increased effect. So you do this with a great effect. Dom, I would like you to describe me what this looks like for Gorpheus here.
I run up to this guy, I start forcing the knife towards me, and then I guess I'll like grab his arm and just like break his arm and throw him to the ground.
Yeah, you crush his arm underneath your own vice grip, and Calvinson shrieks in pain, my arm, and you just force him to the ground. The knife drops. Lysia is free, and she like clutches you tight to Gorpheus.
Oh my god.
Yor looks at you with pure hatred in his eyes. And then the ship crashes into the other ship.
Real quick, I want to start scrambling as soon as I know that Cypher's crashing the ship towards the escape pod with our buddy Gold Patch.
Cyber Patch.
Cyber Patch.
That's
Gold
it.
Patch is a good name, though.
Mike makes a note for another campaign.
Yeah. His brother, Gold Patch. Yeah. Crash grabs Cyber Patch, starts scrambling towards the escape pods through the hole that Gorpheus made. No roll necessary. I do need a roll here from Cypher.
So that's probably a sway roll, right?
I think so. Like that.
As
makes the
always,
most
you
sense.
can roll whatever you want.
Dude. Roll sway, no balls. Won't do it.
All right, I'm going to helm this, and I'm
Mhm.
going to use exceed specs again to damage the tracking and the scanner system. What is my position again? Desperate, controlled.
Honestly, like it might be controlled here. Like you can't miss, right? Like you have disabled the other ship pretty heavily. You're just trying to finish the job. You're going full speed.
I'm crashing one ship into another, but my goal is to disable both ships. So I feel like, it's not as crazy as it seems.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, but something could fly through the window and kill us.
I do actually kind of think this is a controlled position.
Freaking hell.
Your chance of failing at like what you're trying to do are pretty minimal. So I am going to call
Like,
this.
how do you fuck this up?
Right, like the rule book says, like if you're firing at point blank range, that's a controlled position. If you've got a gun to somebody's head, this is the having a gun to somebody's head of piloting a ship, as far as I'm concerned. So, and all the other threats have been dealt with. Yeah, let's call this a controlled standard roll.
Okay, I'm going to exceed specs to make that a great effect.
Okay, controlled great helm roll.
You have a devil's bargain for me?
Yes, here's a devil's bargain for you. Right before contact is made, the other ship gets a distress call off. This will not result in immediate consequences, but it will result in future consequences.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I was gonna say future consequences sound a whole lot like no consequences.
Future consequences are a problem for future Crash and Cypher and Gorpheus.
You're giving me an ace up my sleeve I can play at any time.
That's how this last one happened.
Yeah, that's true.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This cannot backfire.
That was going to be a 6.
A 6 as the other pirate ship explodes into flames and sparks as your ship just splits it in half. The Dusk knife, how poetic, right? The knife cutting something in half at the end of this job as the Dusk knife pierces and divides the other pirate ship. Boom, 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 boom. Gorpheus in up in the brig, the Calvinson, this pirate that you're dealing with, in the shockwave of the explosion, falls down the ladder well, lands on his head, his neck cracks, and he falls dead to the ground. Crash, you are pushing Cyber Patch through the mess hall into the cargo bay, into an escape pod. Things are exploding around you. Red lights are flickering. Cypher, you unbuckle yourself from the pilot seat and start making your way. Everything is in slow motion as the three of you converge. The three of you plus Cyber Patch plus Yor plus Lisaya converge in the cargo bay towards the escape pods. In this brief moment, I am going to give you guys 3 options of things that you see that are valuable, that you are able to snatch and grab on your way into the escape pod to get out of here. You only have enough time to do 2 of these 3 things. You can either grab the resources that you need from the engine systems here in the Dusk Knife to repair the Phoenix 13 fully. You can grab the shield module that is installed in the Dusk Knife and that you would be able to install in the Phoenix 13, a module that the Phoenix 13 does not have. Or you can grab enough boxes of cargo and briefcases, attaché cases that would be 4 cred worth. But it is of cargo that you can recognize is illegal. So between those 3 things, what are the 2 that you are going to do before you can get in the escape pod and go back to the Phoenix 13 and then this ship explodes?
All right, look, we have to grab the stuff to fix the ship.
Have to grab the shields. So, not transporting illegal cargo. Let's go.
I guess we won't transport the illegal cargo. I was hoping we might be able to, but instead of the shields, but fine.
So in slow-mo, as you're getting everything organized, you're running back and forth as these red lights flash. A countdown echoes through the ship towards imminent destruction. And you are able to gather the supplies you need to repair the Phoenix 13 and the equipment you need to install the Dusk Knife's shield module into your own ship. You get everything boarded in the escape pod, and at the last possible moment, eject. And as you fly slowly through space back towards your home ship, 6 of you crowded in an escape pod plus the cargo, in an escape pod that is probably built for like 3 people. You see the Dusk Knife itself explode from the extreme damage it has taken. Both pirate ships are destroyed, and the escape pod docks back safely in the Phoenix 13.
You know, that might have been our coolest escape yet.
Guys, that was awesome.
I got to fly a ship into another ship without you guys getting mad that I blew up another of our ships.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, honestly. It worked out.
You know what? I was pretty bummed when I had to kill all the guys in the cafeteria, but honestly, I went in expecting a 100% fatality rate for those guys, so 1 guy, pretty good.
Welcome to the crew, Cyberpatch.
Cyberpatch is like nearly catatonic as he's like watching his ship explode, and a single tear rolls down his face out of his non-cyberpatched eye. You guys, that was a pretty Looney Tunes job at the start, but it ended in a very rough place. And I think that was awesome.
I'm going to call it a win. I was surprised that we actually got stuff, so I'll take the shields.
We started off so well, and we ended up getting out with everybody alive. Gorpheus is now clearly winning between him and your bra Raheem.
Gorpheus also got shot in the back.
Gorpheus did get shot in the back, and that was rough. But, like, yeah, he is winning against your bra Raheem. And, yeah, because, like, he gave your bra, like, every opportunity. And this guy fucked it up. He got beat by 1 bitch-ass pirate. It's like, dude, come on,
And
man.
then Gorpheus went in and, like, broke that dude's arm with his psychic powers and his
Like, come
arm.
on, dude. You had a gun, and he had a knife. Like, why are you such a nerd?
I think as Cyberpatch mourns and your bra Raheem seethes, Cypher just like doesn't really get that and is just really excited about how awesomely that job went. And let's be honest, how fun it was. for like the crew to take on two pirate ships and succeed so swimmingly. So I think like as that's happening, like Cypher is pouring champagne, like full partying
As they start
before
preparing.
fixing, as they start like slowly getting ready to fix the ship.
So I think we'll wrap up here with that scene of mixed emotions, we'll call it, and go into the very beginning of downtime, because this was a job and you do get downtime after it. The first step being payoff and upkeep. The payoff here is not in creds for this job. You chose not to grab the credit value at the end, but you did get shield system. So you can go ahead and mark that module on the Phoenix 13's character sheet. It is an auxiliary module. And you'll see that there are 2 boxes there. You can mark both of those because that's what it requires to have shields. And you see that system like kick into gear and activate and like slowly start to charge up as you spend some time installing those. You're also able to do the repairs necessary to the engines and get those going. And you are able to continue on your way to your original destination before all of this, the ice planet Lithios. You do have to determine whether you want to choose to pay upkeep costs, which you have done every single time so far, but might be a little bit more of a difficult decision because you didn't get any creds this job. So you have to decide whether you want to pay 1 cred to maintain the upkeep of the Phoenix 13. If you don't, I will roll a die and see what the consequence of that die is.
I say we do it.
Yeah, let's do it. We got 4 in the bank. Yeah.
I mean, we have the money, but I kind of want to roll the die, you know? Okay, we're paying it.
Okay, so take one cred out of the ship's stash, and that is the payoff and upkeep stage. I want to close this episode with the heat and status stage. This was I'm going to call loud and chaotic job, which starts at a heat rating of 4 for the system that you are in. You are in the Iota system, so we'll go ahead and add 4 ticks to Iota's heat chart. You also killed off a lot of people. Killing of hegemonic citizens, which I'm not sure whether the Pirates of the Maelstrom would normally be called hegemonic citizens. That would garner an additional +2 heat. I think I'll knock that down to 1 for them being pirates, but there was also the consequence of your failure of increasing that even more, so I'm going to kick that back up to 2. So that is going to be 6 heat for Iota. Each system has 8 heat segments. So while your wanted level will not immediately increase, it is very, very close, and you have barely spent any time in this system. And then we will go into the status portion. You performed a job here for the Cult of the Seekers. You protected them from pirates. And even though Yor in particular is very unhappy with you all, he is not the Cult of the Seekers by himself. He does not get to determine just himself your status with them. So doing a job for them is going to increase your status with them from 0 to 1. Lasaya is very, very grateful. She drinks the champagne with you, encourages Yor to do so as well, which he reluctantly does to please her. But she is wide-eyed and impressed with you all.
Let's fucking go.
On the opposite side of that is the Maelstrom. And I would like to end this episode with a brief scene that does not involve any of you. It involves a captain of the Maelstrom fleet, the man they call Thorn. The man that these two ships were serving, the one they threatened you with way back when they first made contact. Thorn is a tough-looking man. Enhancements to his body that would put Cyberpatch to shame. He is half machine. And we see he must get his namesake from the many, just metal spikes that protrude from his skin. And he's sitting at a console on a very, very large ship when a pirate approaches him and says, Captain Thorn, it's me, Derek Calvinson. I just heard some news. You know, my brother, Gerald Calvinson, was stationed on the Dusk Knife. And, he's dead, sir. In fact, the entire Dusk Knife is dead, destroyed. We got a distress call from its partnership, the Night Spoon.
What the fuck? Wait.
And,
is that canon? Okay.
And, well, we got one image from the last beacon of data that we were able to retrieve from either ships. And sir, I think you're going to want to see this. And he, hands a tablet to this Captain Thorn, who looks at it, and his eyes narrow, and the spikes protruding from his skin start to glow red hot. And this man, he says, as he looks at this image, "Crash, Jordan." As he looks at a image of the three of you that was somehow retrieved from the wreckage and sent to them. And your status with the Maelstrom is going to go from 1 to 0 for performing a job against them, and from 0 to -1 as consequence from a devil's bargain.
Were they the group you were friends with at the start of this? Oh shit.
Yeah, they were. Thank you for listening to Escape the Dungeon. Escape the Dungeon is created by Dom Brass, Nate Brass, Zach Brass, and Mike Cripps, with editing and original music by Tyler Nitt. If you enjoyed this show, please consider subscribing and leaving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. To find us on social media, go to escapethedungeonpod.com.